Good morning, guys. It's 9 a.m., it's Saturday, and it's time for your full body workout. And all you need today is your kettlebell or equivalent. You don't need a chair, you don't need a mat, you just need yourself, a kettlebell, and some space. And while that is happening, it's just coming on in the background. I just need to mute myself, and I don't want to look at the video of myself. Right, so say hello on the chat. I'll have it up on the screen so I can see it. And if you have any problems or any questions, you just let me know. We've got 5 exercises. We're going to do a circuit through the 5 exercises, and then we're going to go back and do it 2 more times. We're going to be working for 45 seconds, and then we're going to be resting for 15 seconds. And here is the kicker. We are going to make sure that we do not put that kettlebell down for the entire workout. So we're going to be working like doing snatch, we're doing swings, doing thrusters, and while we're resting for the 15 seconds, that bell doesn't hit the floor. We are going to keep that kettlebell moving, okay? The kettlebell is a shark, it can't stop. Otherwise it dies. So we're just going to let a few more people come on, and then we'll get into our warm-up. So get your space set, get your tunes on, get yourself happy, and we're going to blitz it for 15 minutes. Nick, hello, good morning, how are we? We're up, we're awake, we're happy. It may not be sunny outside where you are, but hey, we're going to get a full body 15-minute workout in. We're going to set ourselves up right for the day. So a couple more people just coming online, and then we'll get cracking into it. So again, say hello on the chat. If you have any problems, any questions, ask them, and we'll try and make up a convincing lie. All right, guys, let's get into our warm-up. So we're going to do a warm-up moving. Feet hip width, into a lunge, drop the knee, alternate those feet. So we're changing foot each lunge, dropping the knee all the way to the floor, squeezing the abs as we push ourselves away from that floor, standing up tall. So again, just to reiterate, the aim of today's workout, we're going to keep it simple, we're going to keep it ugly. That's not a bad idea, not a bad slogan for a t-shirt. We're going to keep it simple and ugly. So today we're keeping it simple and ugly. We're not putting that bell down for 15 minutes solid. As soon as you pick that bell up, it stays in your hands for 15 minutes. Okay, we're now going to go into bodyweight squats, pushing back through the hips, sitting the hips down, knees go out to the side, pushing these out with the elbows at the bottom, and then stand back up tall again. Inhale as we go down. You can exhale at the bottom, obviously, because we're staying there for a few seconds. And at the bottom, really aggressively push those knees out with the elbows. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Try and keep the head up as high as possible. Chest is up, shoulders are back. Okay, next time you're down there, I want you to put 2 hands on the floor. Raise one hand to the sky, bring it down and switch with the other. So we're alternating between left and right. We're keeping the knees out, we're keeping the hips down, we're keeping the feet flat. Now I want you to hook those 2 fingers under your toes, raise your hips up nice and high, stretch your hamstrings in your lower back, and then sit yourself back down into that squat again. So we're getting a nice stretch on the hamstrings and the glutes. That's it, nice work. Really warming up that posterior because that's what's going to be taxed heavily today. Okay, so from there, best breakdance move, onto your back. Feet on the floor, feet flat, driving through the heels, get those hips nice and high. Drop the hips right down, tip the floor, and drive them up again. Hitting those glutes at the top, hamstrings on the way up and the way down. And let's take one leg off the floor. Try not to swing it while you're driving your hips up to the sky through the heel. And change. There's a little fly flying around my head here, driving me mad. Okay, both feet on the floor, drive those hips up. That's it, nice work. Really getting those glutes going. Okay, best commando roll over onto your stomach into a high plank. Bring your foot forward beside your hand, and then rotate that torso as much as you can. Back down and change. Good, so the foot forward is the key because that gets the hip flexor on the opposite side, and then the arm rotation really twists through those shoulder blades. So we're going to start off proceedings with kettlebell swings. From there, it's going to go into a snatch. From then, it's going to go into a thruster with a twist. Then it's going to be a clean and jerk. And then it's going to be windmills. And we're going to change up every now and then how we hold that bell during the interval. Okay, so we are now going to come back up and we're going back to lunges just to bookend that warm-up and make sure we're happy with our full range of movement. Try not to fall over like I just did, because it'll be hilarious. Okay, so get yourself set, have your water handy, because you're not going to be drinking it, so you may as well leave it over the other side of the room to look at for 15 minutes. And we're going to get going in 10 seconds time with kettlebell swings. Ready to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Pick up your bell. It's not going onto the floor for 15 minutes. And let's swing. So we're swinging for 45 seconds. We're then going to take a 15-second interval from the swing into the snatch. And we're going to keep that bell moving around the hips, keeping our abs tight. So it's an active rest period, shall we say. So with the swing and the snatch and the thruster and the clean and jerk, you are driving through the soles of the feet, you're pitting your shoulder blades back at all times, and you are aggressively squeezing your abs to transfer energy and stabilize the body. 6 seconds, then we're going to stand up with our 2 feet together and bring the kettlebell around the waist. And feet together. Keep that bell moving. Transfer from hand to hand. Try not to swing the body. And then every few rotations, we change direction. So in 5 seconds, we're into snatch. 4, 3, feet shoulder width. 2, 1, let's go. From the floor, straight up above the head, back to the floor. So you can go one hand, you can go 2 hands, and you can alternate between left and right as well. As long as you drive through the soles of the feet, you keep the shoulder blades pinned, and you keep the abs tight. Keep that bell moving. Do not let it stop for the entire session. 15 seconds, and then we are back to our rotations around the torso. 7 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rotate that bell around the body. Get your breathing in through nose, out through mouth. Keep the abs tight. 5 seconds, we're into thrusters, and we're going to turn to the opposite side when we do our thruster. Let's go. Full squat into an overhead press, and I'm turning to the side. Full squat, overhead press, turning to the side. So we are rotating to the side as we come up out of that thruster. Obviously, it's going to be left turn with the right hand holding the bell. And I'm going to switch hands now because we're halfway through the set. Don't freak out if you can't get the twist or the turn. All you got to do is focus on the thruster. In 5 seconds, we're back to our 15-second hand pass rotation around the body. And rotate that bell around the body. So it's going to be clean and jerk next. From the floor to the chest. And then from the chest above the head. So it's like the snatch, we break it into 2. And let's go. Floor, chest, chest, sky. And it's double hip movement. You're driving the bell away from the floor with the hips, and then you're driving the bell away from the chest with the hips, not the knees. And you are never pulling the bell upwards. You are driving the floor away so aggressively that that bell has no option but to go skyward. I'm changing every 3 to 4 reps. After this, we're going into our round the body again. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Round the body, feet together. After this, we're going into the windmill. So the bell is going to be skyward, the feet are going to be wide, and we're going to run the hand down the inside of the leg towards the foot. Feet nice and wide now. Bell above the head with the right hand. Left hand on left leg, reach down, tip the foot and back up. And we are keeping an eye on that kettlebell. We don't want it tipping forwards or backwards. we want it staying directly above the body. As soon as it starts to tip forward or backwards, you come back up tall. So the way the bell acts governs how low you go to the floor. If you can only go knee depth, that's fine, as long as the focus is on those abs. 15 seconds, and then we're back to passing that bell around the body. And then it's kettlebell swings round 2. Keep moving, guys. That's the key for today. 3, 2, 1. Pass the bell around the torso. So, after this one, we're into our second round. It's going to be swings again. And then the pass around the body becomes a figure 8 through the knees. Whew. But you have a regression option of passing around the body. And swing it. Let's go. So at the end of this round of 45 seconds of swings, I'm going to pass the kettlebell from one hand to the other between the knees. I'm going to bring it around the outside of the body and then back between the knees again. And I'm doing essentially a figure 8 around the 2 knees. Taking my time, keeping my posture, keeping my abs tight. It's a rest after all. And then we're going to go into that snatch from the floor above the head. Keep the posture. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, figure 8 around the body. Keep the shoulders back, chest out. We're not trying to swing the body. We're just rotating in a figure 8, keeping the abs tight. Knees are slightly bent. The chest is out, the head is up, almost like a bent over row or a deadlift position. And snatch it. Let's go. Don't freak out if you didn't get the figure 8 right. You have a regression option of the one we did previously. That's passing the bell around the body at waist height. So always regress and scale accordingly in order to push yourself to the best of your abilities. Step 1 on scaling is reduce or remove the weight you're using. If that still doesn't fix the problem, then we introduce a support structure, like a chair or a wall or a second hand. If that still doesn't work, you reduce the range in which you move, i.e. don't go all the way to the floor. Okay, figure 8. Woo! We're going into our thruster with a twist in 8 seconds. And don't worry if you don't have the twist, that's fine. 3, 2, 1. Full squat, overhead press, and then if you can turn that little rotation to the side on, then go for it. I'm rotating on the ball and the heel. The ball on the right foot, the heel on the left foot as I twist to my left. But again, don't worry if the twist isn't happening this morning. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be the morning, because these sessions are on our YouTube channel for anyone to use. 10 seconds. Woo! We got our figure 8 after this, and then we're into our clean and jerk. 3, 2, 1. Figure 8. Keep your posture. Keep your feet down. Keep your chest out. Don't just wildly swing the bell. Control the movement of the bell. 3 seconds, we're into the clean and jerk. Let's go from the floor to the chest, chest to the sky. And don't worry if you miss a second from the figure 8 into one exercise. As long as you keep moving at this stage, the heart rate is not going to know the difference. But the key there is the word move. Whew. Keep that posture. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Then it's back to figure 8s. And then our windmill. Keep moving. Yes, you're tired, but you got to keep moving with the right posture and technique. 3, 2, 1. Figure 8s. So that's a key to figure 8, is keeping the shoulder blades pinned back. Chest is out. Abs are tight. Where have we heard that ad nauseum? So we keep the feet flat, shoulder blades back, chest out. Okay, windmill. Let's go. Right hand runs down right leg, and then back up tall. And the depth we go is governed by the way the kettlebell behaves. If it falls forward or backwards, that's enough, we come back up. If there's any deviation off being directly above your body, we come back up. It's a full glass of water on a tray, and we do not want to spill it. 15 seconds, then we're into our last set of figure eights, and that follows the last set of all the exercises. You are 2/3 of the way through today's session. 2, 1, figure eights. Woo! So the figure eight is then going to be changed to a hot potato. I didn't name it. 5 seconds, we're into swings. 4, 3, 2, 1, swing it. So again, remember your scaling. If you can't remove or reduce the weight, introduce a support structure. There's my support structure, my free hand. If that's still not working, then I reduce the range of movement, i.e. how high that kettlebell swings up in front. But at all times, I'm pushing myself to my 100%. Don't just scale to take a free ride or an easy way out. You only scale when the technique starts to break down, and nothing else fixes it. 5 seconds, we're going to hold the bell in one hand in front of the shoulder. Hold the globe of the bell, and we're going to pass to one side and to the other. Pass it from left to right, hot potato. Keep the abs tight. 5 seconds, we're into the snatch. 3, 2, 1, snatch. Woo! So we are now on our last round of the 5 exercises. After the snatch, we got that potato. So stereotypical. And then we're into the thruster. And then if you can stick the twist on, go for it. Other than that, just keep moving with the right technique and posture. Where else would you be on a Saturday morning? Don't answer that out loud. 10 seconds. Just go with me. Humor me. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the potato. Whew. So you're passing from one hand to the other. You're keeping your abs tight. You're going as wide as you can. And you're holding the globe of the bell. 3 seconds, we're into the thruster. 2, 1. Thruster. Full squat. Overhead press. Bring that twist in if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Just focus on the basics and do them well. The twist is there purely to bring oblique rotation in to play. Wow. Oh. It's halfway through this, I'm changing hands because it's OCD compliant. 15 seconds. Working through the rest period really does start to take it out of you. Hate thrusters. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Back to the potato. You're a potato. No, you're a potato. 10 seconds. Then we're into clean and jerk. Our second last in the sequence. 3, 2, 1. Clean from the floor to the chest. Chest above the head to the sky. And the hips are doing the work. I'm alternating between left and right every 2, maybe 3 reps. But I am focusing on driving aggressively through the soles of the feet, keeping the abs tight and the shoulder blades pinned back. And those hips are lifting the bell, not my arm. My arms are steering. Hips are stronger than knees. Use the hips like a slingshot, and the abs are the handbrake for the hips. 3, 2, 1. Potato, potato. 10 seconds. And then we're into our last one, which is windmill. I'm gonna go half and half. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet wide. Turn toe on the outside. Run hand down and back up. Don't worry about looking at the floor. or your hand, you know where it is. It's on your leg. You worry about what's going on above your head. Keep an eye on that bell. It's sneaky. Don't spill any water. And I'm changing hands now. Halfway through. Look at that. Slick. Oh, Ronan, you're such an idiot. 15 seconds. Squeeze those abs. Keep the shoulder blades back. Keep that bell skyward. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are done. Woo! Now you can put the bell down. Well done. Big breath in through the nose. Hold it for a second. Release it slowly in a controlled manner out the mouth. All right, so if you're going to complement that session, get some cardio in or a core session in. If you can't find a cardio or a core session on our YouTube channel, either you're on the wrong YouTube channel or your computer's broken, because we've loads. Send us a message if you're struggling and we'll give you links and set you up. Otherwise, if you're sticking around, let's get into our cool down. Let's get our feet nice and wide. Soften those knees, put the weight on your heels, stick your butt out the back, and drop the hands to the floor. I think you picked the wrong emoji there, Nick. That emoji was the shocked, crying, sweaty one. I thought you were going to have the high five, big thumbs up, smiley one. So those active recovery exercises really just kind of put the session into overdrive. And it doesn't really let the body drop the heart rate for too long, if even, for the duration of 15 minutes. We've got to really wring out that 15 minutes and try and get as much out of it as possible. Because if you're going for 15 minutes, you've got to really make it worth your while and get the most out of it. Okay, drop your left knee to the floor, 2 hands on the top of the right knee or 2 elbows, tip the knee forward, feel it on the left hip flexor. So when you're training for half an hour to an hour, you've got the luxury of longer rest periods because you're prolonging the exercise, obviously, for a longer period of time. But if we're trying to kind of condense a workout into a 15-minute window, unfortunately, the first thing that gets sacrificed is the rest period. But it's one of those psychological things where you know, listen, if I just basically go balls out for 15 minutes, okay, change sides there, guys, it's going to be over and done with in a quarter of an hour. So you kind of have that mental agreement with yourself. Yes, it's going to be very little rest. Yes, it's going to be pretty brutal. It's going to be simple and ugly. But you really do get the benefit of it. I've been inundated with messages all week with people saying, oh my God, how much I can actually get done in 15 minutes is phenomenal. I'm down X amount of inches on my waist. I'm down on weight. I'm moving more. I'm able to fly around the house, the garden, play with the kids. It's basically changed my outlook. So they're the people who are coming off the last 60-day challenge. Another one coming soon, by the way. Okay, up we come. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And that is your Saturday morning, guys. If you're watching this on record, give us a like, a comment, a tag, a subscribe below and let us know how you got on. Ask questions. We love questions because then we know people are actively engaged and we will give you the best answer possible. And if we don't know the answer, we will find it for you. Obviously, fitness related. Why is the sun so hot and blah, blah, blah. Not that good at the astrophysics. Okay, guys, have a good one. I'm rambling now. See you later.